Hi guys, it's me, Evie, and Joey. Say Joey! Butt munch.
What's up?
So what we have for you is Joy's famous cheesecake. So stay tuned for the ingredients.
I don't know how famous that is, but...
Yeah. Hey, you said Joy's famous cheesecake, so I'm expecting that.
Alright, so what we have here is the ingredients for the cheesecake. First thing we got over here are the vanilla wafers or Nilla wafers. Best ones ever.
You want the whole package?
Yeah, the whole pack. I've already gone ahead and ground them up in my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can use one of these hefty little baggies and anything to beat it with, I guess.
Pretend you're beating the hubby. Haha.
So Nilla wafers, half a cup of sour cream, a Pam spray, 1 stick of butter melted, 1.5 cups of sugar.
Butter unsweetened.
Unsweetened? Unsalted.
Unsalted. That's a blooper. Enjoy.
So 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 4 eggs, 3 packs of 3 8-ounce packs of cream cheese.
Of course, room temperature.
Yeah, room temp. My mom says Philadelphia, I say Crystal Farms.
So we got a mix.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
And then you have a 10-inch springform pan along with a vessel to hold water in because we will be baking it in a bain-marie. But you may also use a non-springform pan here. And the way you would unmold it. And this thing is you bake it the same way, so you put it in another vessel, you bake. After it cools to room temperature, you freeze it, and then once it's frozen, you unmold it, and then you can cut it. So, yeah.
Let's get started. You're on, Joe. Let's go.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our box of vanilla wafers and 1 stick of butter that's already been melted, and we're going to mix those together to make the crust.
See, he comes with a
timer?
Not with, well, yeah, kind of a timer, but with your own sound effects. Do you know that I actually buy the crust already made just because I don't like messing with all that? But the thing is, I buy the pie crust and stuff, but I don't eat it. I'm not a fan of the graham cracker one, so I guess I'm gonna be making this one.
But this one is delicious, and you can't buy it pre-made. So
you can't?
No.
Why not?
Have you seen them?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I would eventually make it with the graham cracker one.
So you're gonna mix it until they're well combined. So it's pretty much
sandy looking.
Yeah, kind of like wet sand, but it's not too wet. But it's gonna hold together once you put it in the pan.
See what it looks like. There you go. Ooh.
All right, so I have my pan here, and now I'm just gonna throw the crust in there. And from here, I like to use all of it. I like a little bit of a thicker crust. If you like thinner crust, you can use a little bit less.
Yeah, I noticed on the cheesecake, the crust was thicker.
You can spread it evenly along there. I'm not going to use the whole thing on this one. So then you're going to press it down. You can use your hand. You could use another pan. You can use something, just press it down. I'm going to use my other pan because I know it's completely flat.
It makes sense, right?
Press down in there. Some people like to bring the crust up the sides. I'm not a fan. I like to keep it
I'm not a fan of that either.
Simple.
Yes.
More of a clean look. I feel like it's kind of messy looking when you do the crust up the sides.
Don't insult my people in case some people do that. Wow, how many pounds of pressure is in there? Holy Jesus.
So kind of like swirl it around like this. Make sure it's even. You want to take a look in here how it kind of looks. A little bit pressed on the sides because the pan doesn't reach the sides.
Just make it look neat.
Some people like to pre-bake their crust a little bit. I just throw the cheesecake batter in there and I throw it in the oven.
Okay, so really no need to.
No need to pre-bake. I mean, the cookie's already cooked. So.
Right, so that's what it looks like, guys.
Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we are going to be taking our cream cheese. Well, actually, next thing we're going to be doing is making the cheesecake batter. So we're going to take the cream cheese, throw it in our mixer with paddle attachment. You
can also use a hand mixer.
You can use a hand mixer. But obviously I got the machine, so I'm going to use that.
Show off.
Not showing off.
I have one too. Ha. As a matter of fact, you guys got it for me.
I know. For this channel, actually. So we're gonna cream that together with the sugar.
How much sugar?
1.5 cups sugar.
1.5 cups of sugar, guys.
And we're gonna throw this in the mixer.
And we'll be back.
So I've already been creaming it for a little bit here, but I'm gonna go ahead and scrape on the side of the bowl just to get any of the sugar that may be stuck at the bottom or on the sides. Now that this has been creamed, I'm gonna go ahead and add my sour cream to there.
How much?
1/2 cup.
1/2 cup.
1/2 cup sour cream. And then we're gonna mix that together until it's well combined. And we're also mixing this on medium speed, not high, not low. Medium's pretty good speed for that. I'm also gonna go ahead and throw my vanilla in the eggs, just to get that out of the way. All right, so we have our cream cheese, our sugar, and our sour cream in here blended together. I don't know if you can get a good close-up of that.
Right.
It looks like.
There it goes.
So nice and creamy, nice and smooth, no lumps, because the cream cheese was what? Room temperature.
That's right.
So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna incorporate our eggs. Important thing about eggs, if you don't do it right, you're gonna get a messed up cheesecake. So you have to add your eggs one at a time. On low speed, you're gonna mix the first egg until it's just incorporated. You do not wanna over whip your eggs in here. You're gonna scrape the bowl after every egg you add, and then once it's fully incorporated, you will stop mixing. Remember, again, on low speed. If you incorporate too much air into your cheesecake, once it's baking, it will crack. If you put a sauce on your cheesecake, it's fine if it cracks, but if you want to have a nice looking cheesecake with no cracks, you're gonna want to do it properly. Okay, so I have my first egg in the mixer. I kind of want to show you guys how I do this, you know, on low speed, and how I only mix it till it's incorporated. Can you see the egg in there? So it's gonna be turned on.
Can you show me your speed? On a 2.
Okay, so here I'm gonna say the egg is probably about 90% incorporated. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the bowl, and I'm able to add my next egg. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because the first one's not fully incorporated, but if I wait till it's fully incorporated, then I add my next egg, the first one that was in there is gonna start catching air with the paddle. So stopping a little bit earlier, and then I can incorporate my next egg in there. So here I am scraping the bowl. Just make sure you get the sides. You don't want any egg batter on the bottom. And we're ready for the next egg. And then you just repeat the same process for all 4 eggs. And we will be back. All right, so I just finished mixing the last egg in there. I got the batter about the consistency that I want. As you can see, it's
smooth and creamy.
Yeah.
Can I look inside the... There you go. That's the consistency you want.
It's fluid.
Yeah.
I'd say. And then
probably like the thick of a pancake batter, maybe? Or a little thinner than that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna see once I pour it, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in the pan.
Just like regular cake batter. What it kind of look like to me.
Yeah, I would say regular cake batter.
Hi guys. You see me there.
So this is a 10-inch pan, and this batter took me to about halfway. I personally like to go a little bit higher, probably about 3/4 to get a really thick cheesecake, but this is perfect size. But for those of you, you can just multiply the batter by 1.5, and then... Or
go down a pan size to size,
yeah,
to an 8-inch.
Yeah, and it'll be a smaller but thicker.
Yeah, I actually wanted this size.
All right, so now that we have the batter in the pan, I had mentioned earlier we're going to be baking in a bain-marie, so we're going to go ahead and fill the second vessel with water. The pan is actually wrapped in foil. You guys probably noticed it's wrapped in foil. I didn't mention that earlier. Springform pans, they will leak. I don't care how good the seal is, they will leak. So just wrap it in aluminum foil. and then throw it in your vessel, and then we can go ahead and fill it up with water. You're gonna go about halfway up.
Make sure your water is really, really hot, guys. As you can see, steam coming out of that one. And don't forget to set your ovens or preheat your ovens to 325.
So we're gonna throw this in the oven. We're gonna set the oven to 1.5 hours. We're gonna check it. It can take anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours. I know my oven, so I believe at 1.5, this one will be ready.
Remember, 325 for 1.5 hours. Ovens may vary, so yours might take longer.
Thick.
Really? Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so earlier I mentioned about the cheesecake cracking. That's one of the biggest complaints people give when they're making cheesecakes, is that their cheesecake cracks. Oh, my cheesecake's always cracking. So there's a bunch of different things that can cause it to crack. Not spraying your pan enough can cause it to crack because the cheesecake sticks to the side, and then once it's done baking, the cheesecake's trying to kind of shrink away from the pan, but it's stuck, so it's just gonna split down the middle, so you're gonna get a crack that way. Like I mentioned earlier, too much air in your eggs can cause cracking as well, and also cooling your cheesecake too fast. Once the cheesecake is done resting, you're gonna turn your oven off, and you're gonna open up the oven door, and you're just gonna let it sit there until the oven comes to room temperature. Once it's at room temperature, you can go ahead and set your cheesecake in the refrigerator, and then once it's in the refrigerator and it cools down, you can actually throw it in the freezer if you want. It'll last a long time in the oven and in the freezer, so you can cut it later, so you can make it in advance or however. But yeah, as far as the cracking goes, cooling slowly and not adding too much air into your eggs, and then also, what was the other thing? Not spraying your pan good enough.
Yep.
So there's your insider tip on cheesecake.
There you go. We'll be back when cheesecake is fully cooked. What you say, Joe? Wow. Is that a myth or what? Okay, guys, so
it's been 1 hour.
And
we're gonna check.
1 hour or 1.5 hours?
It's only been 1 hour.
Oh, dang. Okay. Been 1 hour.
So
we're gonna check.
Let's see.
I gotta say, that looks raw to me.
Yep, it is.
It's raw. Yep, so more than likely, like he said, 1.5 hours. Okay, so the last half hour is done. Let's see.
This is what the cheesecake looks like. Let's see, it's a little jiggly.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's not raw in the middle.
It's not raw in the middle, so it's perfect.
So now I turned off the oven and just leave the door open and wait till it's at room temperature.
Wait till it's at room temperature, but enjoy stove. It took 1.5 hours, just like he said, so he was right.
See, I know my oven.
So how long do you think it takes? I know everybody's oven varies, but how long do you think yours takes?
I say about average is about 1.5 hours.
In the oven? Open like that?
Oh, to cool down?
Yeah, to cool down, honey.
I say about 1 hour. Let it sit there for 1 hour before you move it out of the oven.
Okay, so you heard it, guys. We'll be back later.
The oven is cooled. This is still warm. So we're just gonna set it on top of here, take it out of the other pan, just to let it cool for a second. So you can see there's still some water in there.
Very little.
But it's ready, it's set. You can see it's pulling away from the sides, like I said. If you wouldn't have sprayed it properly, you would have cracked on the middle.
Awesome, cool. So how long do we let it cool now?
To room temperature, so it's gonna depend on your house, how cold your house is. So
yeah, your house is warm.
Yeah, so once it cools to room temperature, throw it in the cooler, and that's it.
And that's it. We will unmold. Ooh, can't wait to taste it.
Are you ready?
I am now. Just waiting for your explanation.
So this cooled to room temperature. We put it in the fridge / freezer for a little while.
For at least half an hour. There you go. Molds beautifully. That looks so good, guys. Explain this right here.
So when you cut your cheesecake, I like to use hot water and a knife so you get nice smooth cuts.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, you dip it. Yo, you dip it in the ice and really hot water.
Yeah.
You see that water is hot. Got steam. I don't know if you guys can tell. There you go. Wow, you are going to take your time, aren't you?
Yep.
I need a slice, broski.
It's coming. It's coming. Suspense. What's gonna happen next?
Really? I don't care what's gonna happen next. I just need a slice. Oh, you get 3 out of one side, right? Out of 1/4?
Yeah, so I get 12 slices total.
Ooh, nice.
You can also cut it into 16 or depending on how.
Like the one you made for the for Thanksgiving dinner. Looks so good to me. Yummy deliciousness. Yeah. Are you gonna taste it, baby?
You're gonna do your come and do your signature.
Really?
Delicious.
Cause it does.
I'll taste it.
Okay, hold on. Let me beat it. You ready?
Yeah. Delicious.
I love it. Delicious. And I actually do like the.
That's what it.
Let that sucker fly off that thing.
It's not gonna come off.
Can't let none of this go to waste.
It's delicious. It's really good.
Airy, fluffy, delicious. So guys, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up. Double thumbs up for Joey.
I didn't know I was sabotaging her or hijacking her channel today until she told me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of, since we're doing Vlogmas, we're doing Mondays with Joey.
We are?
Yeah, we are. That's his day off, so that's when he can give you these kind of treats. By the way, I'm going to insert a picture of what Joy will be doing for us next. So take care and God bless.
I don't even know what it is.
You know, you send me pictures.
Did I?
Swans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember now.
You'll see. I'll put a picture at the end. Take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
Bye.